The region of Catalonia is located in the northeast corner of Spain, and they are looking to gain independence. There's a long history of fighting and disagreement between the Catalans and the Spanish. The Catalans have wanted their independence for some years now because they feel as if they're different people than the Spanish are. They have different values and beliefs. They speak a different language, different traditions, and so they just they want a change. They're tired of being sucked into the Spanish and the Spanish government, and besides different views, another main reason they want to be their own country is they are a they're very well developed economically, and they're very industrialized. They're very rich, to say the least. Spain knows this, so Spain uses that to its advantage. They take their money in different ways and use them in different ways to help the entire country of Spain. And naturally, the Catalans in the region of Catalonia, they don't like this. Um, but going back to the history a little bit, the Spanish Civil War in 1939, General Francisco Franco and his forces, they won the war, and because of this, once they won, he revoked the Catalan autonomy, and he forced them to be a part of Spain. So he kind of shut down their revolution a little bit, and it was this way for some time until he passed away. Then Spain became a democratic nation, which allowed Catalonia to create a parliament and an executive. Another word for executive is generalitat, and they were able to do this with autonomy. Then going back to the past couple years, I think starting in 2014, referendums have been held, and the votes of these have determined that Catalonia is to gain independence in the near future, which is it was breaking news. It's breaking news for the world, but more specifically, it's breaking news for Barcelona, FC Barcelona, the club team, and La Liga, the league that they play in. Decisions will have to be made. So the conflict with Barcelona is they want to be known as more than a club, but they didn't want to be involved in political warfare, which is kind of where they are right now. They're right in the center of Catalonia. Therefore, a lot happens involving the club. They allow Catalans and in Spanish anyone to come to their game, but they allow everyone to express their freedom at their game, which is not the case outside of the stadium, where I believe Catalan beliefs and expressing that is forbidden in the streets of Barcelona. Um, under also another problem is under the current sports rules and regulations of Spain. If Catalonia is to gain independence, Barcelona will have to leave La Liga and find a different league to play in because they're not allowed to be in that league if they're not a part of the country. This means that they will have to end their rivalry with Real Madrid, which is probably the biggest rivalry in club soccer sports um, in the entire world. And having to leave, it'll hurt their team revenue, it'll hurt their popularity, it'll hurt everything because it's going so well right now. So everything will just take a hit. As for La Liga's conflict, um, personally, I believe losing Barcelona, the club, will hurt La Liga more than it will hurt Barcelona. Um, Barcelona is one of the best teams in the world. La Liga has the privilege of having them as a part of their league. So if Barcelona were to leave, the popularity of the league would just go way down. Their viewer ratings would go down. Their revenue would go down, and of course, no more rivalry with Real Madrid, which is just it's awful to think about, to be honest. Um, yeah, so they'd be in a tough situation. I believe that they have mutual interests. La Liga and Barca. I believe both sides want Barca to stay in the league, and I believe it would be beneficial for both. Um, I think money would be good. They wouldn't take a hit money wise. Popularity. I think everything would stay the same besides the independence of Catalonia, which really wouldn't affect the league too much, as long as that stayed the same. Um, they have mutual interests. So that's what those are. Communication skills that need to be used to resolve the conflict. It's pretty simple. Communication is so important. Um, so when it comes to solving the problem, La Liga needs to understand what Barcelona is dealing with, like the region that they're in. Um, this is kind of a hard time, difficult process for Barcelona, and so La Liga needs to be able to cope with them and make sure everything's okay and help in any way that they can. I think if they talk as friends and not like coworkers, like two organizations co-working, I think if they act as friends, if they um, if they treat each other with respect and there's clarity in their conversation, I think they will realize that they want the same conclusion. So I propose that integrative bargaining um, be used. I think integrative bargaining is better than distributive bargaining for this situation, for the reasons stated before. But a few factors and barriers in the way of resolving this conflict are the current president of Javier Tebas. He stated that if Catalonia is to gain independence, he will not allow Barcelona to join the league. And as long as if his reasoning was because of the current rules, the Spanish rules in place, then that's fair. But if his reasoning was for something else, then he needs to be consulted with. He needs to be talked to by advisors and everyone else, because I think that's a poor decision. Another barrier is one I just stated. The current laws in Spain state that if you're outside of the country, your club cannot be a part of the Spanish league. But this is a simple fix with amendments to their rules. Just simple amendment can fix this, and I think Spain needs to do that, because this not only helps La Liga and Barcelona, but them staying in the league will help Spain as a whole in general. Creates positive vibes for the cities, for the country. I think it's just a good situation if they stay in. Um, so that's it. Yeah.